Hi, this is the initial response for Domain 3E, D and E, which covers assessment and instruction and flexibility and responsiveness in the classroom. So assessments are used for teachers, students, and parents and others to check on the progress of students. And when a teacher uses assessment during instruction, the purpose is to show what the student has or has not mastered. Teachers can use these assessments during instruction to make quick changes to a lesson or probe the students to bring them up to mastery. Sometimes the assessment can be addressed quickly during that class. Sometimes the assessment becomes part of a teacher's reflection to create a new lesson to bring students to mastery at a different time. Assessments should engage students to monitor their own progress so that they know what they still need to learn, and students need continual feedback from these assessments. Danielson said that all feedback should be accurate, constructive, specific, and timely. Saying things like, "The class did good, everyone," doesn't really give the students specific feedback as to their own personal learning and their own personal needs. So we need to dodge questions like, "Good job, everyone," and be specific with feedback. In one of the videos that I watched, teachers talked about the need for assessments. One compared testing of students to testing that we get at the doctor's office, saying that it provides the teacher with information about what the students already know and what they need to learn. Another teacher said it's important that assessments are high quality and provide a wide range of meaningful data so that we can have fewer meaningful tests. And several times we heard that we need fewer, more meaningful tests instead of testing all the time. In one video, a teacher used assessment during instruction where she told students to have a discussion with their group, and then she stood there and monitored the discussion. After that, she asked, "Do you understand what's being said?" And when they said no, she said, "Okay, let's talk about it." And she asked one student who had organized his thoughts to explain to the others. She stepped away for a second and came back and then had the students explain the steps that they learned. And they were all able to provide reasoning for the steps. So she was able to assess the whole group at one time quickly before moving on. A third video that I watched showed a teacher providing formative assessment for an individual student who was asked to show the steps that she took to complete a problem, and she was able to do that quickly. But the teacher then said, "Okay, what other steps could you take?" And that student was able to explain, so the teacher provided encouragement and moved on. So teachers should be able to explain how she plans to assess students during a lesson and how the feedback will be administered for the students as well when she's being evaluated or the administrator is talking to her. As far as flexibility and responsiveness, sometimes teachers need to make quick adjustments to a lesson because the assessment shows students are not mastering the material. This flexibility may be due to an instructional activity not working, due to a lack of communication or a lack of understanding. A second opportunity that requires instructional flexibility is a disruption to learning that a teacher could actually take and incorporate into the lesson, but they have to have quick thinking, and sometimes that's a struggle. The third response that a teacher may need to take is ownership of the difficulty that students are having grasping the content. And then a change to the instructional layout may be needed in order for all the students to master the content. Monitor and adjust is what a lot of teachers call that. One video provided reminders for students to let students make some choices, like whether or not to use paper and pencil or technology, making sure to give students access to their notes via technology at home, reading to the students who have an IEP, obviously, but also students who just think, "Hey, if it's read to me, I might be more successful," and then quickly moving to a new chunk of material if the teacher realizes that the students have already mastered what they're teaching. Another video that I watched, I saw a teacher make a quick change in class so she could do a quick assessment. It doesn't really show why she did that, but possibly because she didn't think students were understanding. So when she did this quick assessment, she was able to walk the room, see where everyone was, and provide quick one-on-one instruction and bring students up to where they needed to be before she moved on. In another video, I saw a teacher who was persistent with a student who said, I can't. And so the teacher provided a visual for the student so that she could grasp the content, and once she reached understanding and could answer the question, the teacher encouraged her up, don't say I can't, because she was able to.